Sonic Crossworlds is finally here, bro. This is one of my favorite games of all time. Sega, y'all cooked with this game, man. But a lot of y'all just not buying the game. And a lot of y'all don't know what controls to do, what to play, and how to do things. I've been a Sonic Racing game fan since the day one of Sonic Riders ever releasing. I was there day one, baby, and I had it in line at the store. But what I'm telling y'all right now, y'all gotta change some settings to make this game better for you. I've done some experience. I wanted to wait like 3 to 4 days of early access to see if my data or what I've been looking into is correct. So I'm gonna tell y'all, this is the best settings ASAP for Sonic Racing Crossworlds right now in the game. We're gonna go into it and let's talk about it. Hit the like button, subscribe for more fighting games, racing games, and guides on other shit I feel like doing. Let's get it. Like, first things first, when I first played it, I was online. I couldn't change the options. You got to go to extras, scroll down to the bottom, and you will see options where my head is at. All right, there are two types of cameras in Sonic Racing Crossroads. The one you generally always see, what you're seeing right here, is a dynamic camera angle. Low-key do like a lot. It's pretty cool. It's pretty clean. It's all up close as well. So don't feel like... You can instantly see the difference between two different camera angles with Sonic Racing Crossworlds. I think I really like dynamic. I wish I would have known this earlier. I like seeing how it just kind of locked in position at all times. If you want to play this game on the edge, there's an option for you. If you want to play this game on the edge, you could turn all the HUD settings off and play crazy. Nothing on the screen, just turn all this off. However, I will say, make sure if you're playing online, make sure you have warnings only if anything goes, because you'll know if somebody's hitting you and what items you have, but it wouldn't matter because you would just not know what's in your rotation, which playing this shit on hardcore is crazy. Now for the actual controls, the racing controls, I'm putting you on because a lot of people probably didn't know they had this on or off yet if they play Sonic Racing Crossworlds, even the beta or the demos. All right, turn that steering assist, turn it off. All right. Some of the turns you will never hit the wall. However, you can't get the max speed because you lose out on drifts, the hard turns, all that. Get good, bro. All right, if you really struggling, keep it on. You know, I don't care about that. I want everybody to be able to play the game. But I'll tell you right now, first and foremost, turn this hoe off. If you're new to driving games, you should turn on auto accelerate. And the big problem is, I know, yes, it's easy to just hold down the dang button to keep going forward. However, if you get annoyed by getting hit by items and things like that, and you just crash out, let go of the controls, keep auto accelerate on. However, you would have to be able to dictate when to stop and when to drift and do things perfectly. Trick assist is also one that if you don't really think about doing tricks a lot of the times, if that's something you're not really caring about, which you should in this game, I would recommend turning Trick Assist on. However, I do think it's just flicking the analog stick. It ain't too hard. You can do it, bro. You got this. If you're playing on a Nintendo Switch or some controller with Gyro Controls, this is really cool because you can move the controller around to do tricks and like that. And I think it's pretty fire. I think that's pretty dope. I think that's a god tier capability right there. I love that. Now, personally, y'all might not agree with me on this one. You might not agree with me on this one, but hear me out. There's a lot of stuff that happens in Sonic Racing Crossworlds, and if you have vibration on in your controllers, you're gonna be like, what the hell? And there's so much stuff that could just completely throw you out. I am a person that do not like vibration in any video games anyway, but in racing games, especially kart racers, any racing game with items, or rather, even Need for Speed, I like to focus on the driving and be warned like, all right, I know I messed up. I don't need to feel it in real life. You feel me? Input type is also very important. What if you don't like driving and hitting accelerate with the X button? What if you want another button to accelerate? You could change the acceleration to whatever button you want it to be. Example, you can customize it and then go to set. And what you could do right here is if you want, you can make it LB. Yeah, we're gonna reset. I'm on PC playing this. However, if you want to change it to whatever control scheme you want it to be, go ahead and do it. Shoot, if you want that shit to be start, it can be start in this game. The customization for controls is peak in Sonic Racing Crossworlds. That being said, we're gonna go back to default though. If you one of those people that play GTA and you hated that the flying go one way when you flick the stick the other way, that's horrible. If you want it, put it on normal. If you hit left, it's gonna go left. And inverted, if you hit right, it goes in. If you hit left, it goes out. That's a huge difference. If you want this, make sure you change the controls of that. And lastly, the biggest one I want to talk about. I'm not trolling. This is the biggest one we got to talk about. The steering sensitivity in Sonic Racing Crossworlds can be very important unless you just learn whatever control scheme you want to play it on. So I did some tests, right? And I want to show you the test. So I did tests on all different levels. I played on all different levels to see if I really like the sensitivity and stuff like that. And I did it on 1, and sensitivity on 1 was probably the worst time playing the game. I might as well just have auto everything on, to be honest with you. It just didn't feel good to control. It felt very worse, very bad, very rigid. Then when I tried steering sensitivity on 5, I realized that it was just a standard sensitivity. 6 is probably the best if you want just a normal turning or steering type of thing. And then I did steering sensitivity on 10, and once I switched it to it, the harder turns were easier for me to do because I feel like I had more in-depth control on pushing in the direction, especially when there's multiple turns to drift on. That being said, I want y'all to know that all these controls and settings can be adjusted, changed, and mess around. My settings are not law. I'm not the best player in the game, but I have been cooking with a lot of races here and there, you know, and you ain't gonna win every race either. Especially with the items at the end, people be holding on to some stuff. I played a race where this one dude held the Tonka truck all the way to the final lap. Why? Why you play the game like that? But he cooked. He got it. Also, make sure y'all follow your boy on Twitch. I'll be playing Sonic with everybody. Anybody can play. I'll rotate out if I'm playing with homies. Just let me know. It's gonna be lit. And remember, one more time, I love y'all. And God loves you too if you believe in that. Remember, it still wins. So that being said, if you guys would like to see more content on Sonic Racing Crossworlds, Sonic is one of my favorite franchises of all time and is my favorite video game character of all time. I'm not gonna lie to you. I will do anything for my GOAT. That's my hedgehog. So remember, you guys are golden. Also, subscribe to the second channel down below. It's The Legend of Yaya. It's pretty much my Sonic channel when I don't want to put Sonic on the main. And essentially, I'm going to talk about and probably throw up highlights of gameplay and stuff like that on that channel for y'all to look at. So remember, you guys are golden, and that is raw. Squalla, peace, and I'm out.
Never felt like this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Maybe it's the death of me. I'm my own worst enemy.
All right, who's next?
Let's see who's stronger.